chance to buy some dragon fruit from our local produce stand, and I've always heard dragon fruit was, you know, pretty good for you. And yes, I've tried to grow dragon fruit and I failed miserably. So I decided to buy some and give freeze drying some dragon fruit a try. And it actually is pretty simple. You just put your thumb through there, between the skin and the meat of the dragon fruit, and just kind of slide your thumb down in there, and it usually just comes right off. I wanted to try to make sure that I cut it into fairly thin pieces, not like potato chip thin, but just you know, pretty equal slices that would be good for just, you know, little bites of snacks. So just cut it up into pieces, and wanted to get those on the tray and just give it a shot. So I'm going to let you know how this turns out. So you just cut both ends off. Sometimes if you have a little blemish, you just have to cut a little bit deeper, but it should be good. And then I just, you know, take them and threw them on my trays. Like I said, it peels pretty simply. I didn't have a problem. So, like I said, just cut it into pieces. Don't get them too thick, because I always try to make sure they're thin enough that they freeze dry well, and you know, the air and everything can get through there good, and I won't have an issue. So we're going to give it a shot. Just don't get it too thick on your trays. I have all of my dragon fruit sliced up into small chunks. Now I'm not sure how these are going to freeze dry because they have a lot of tiny seeds. So I'm going to try it, get it up. As you see, I have 3 trays. I'll throw a 4th tray of something in there with it. So I'm going to get this in the freezer, and so they can pre-freeze, and then I'll come back when they're ready to go in the freeze dryer. A little hot. A little hot. The dragon fruit is finally done. Now, my freeze dryer says it took 42 hours, but that is not true actually, because I could have gotten it out late last night, but I really didn't feel like putting it in jars and everything and filming, so I just set extra dry time until I was ready this morning. So I would say it was probably 30 hours, 31 hours. So anyway, I really like a metal spatula. You can get bigger ones, but this is all I have. So the dragon fruit, it's on there pretty good. Lord, there. Once you start it, it pops up pretty good. And I just run it through there like that. Get it from being stuck on the trays. Now, I'm going to be honest too about this. I had never had dragon fruit until my little vegetable stand had some. Obviously, I've never had it freeze-dried. Oh, that's pretty good. Actually, I like it better freeze-dried than fresh. Fresh was okay. This is really good. Just for a little snack, I wouldn't rehydrate it, so I'm not sure, you know, if it'd just kind of be a soggy mess, but I don't need this freeze-dried because this is really good. Like, super good. Kind of has a similar taste to, kind of like kiwi. A little different, but it's really good. Now, I'm going to put one of these in a tray, in a jar, so the family can snack on it. Grandkids when they come over. Like I said, it's a little hard getting started, but once you get under there, and that's why I like using a little metal spatula, is because if you have things with a lot of sugar in it, they'll tend to stick a little bit. You don't need wax paper or any of that stuff under there. You can if you want, but it's really not necessary. It comes right up, washes up easily. Alright, so I'm going to shake this down so I can get as much in there as possible. Alright. Well, get a little bit more. Every little bit helps, right? Alright. Now, always put oxygen absorber in there. Now, I moved a lot of my oxygen absorbers over to a jar because I'm freeze drying so much stuff that I'm tired of sealing up the little plastic packages, so I'm just keeping them in a jar. So, I just put the lid on and the ring, and there is freeze-dried dragon fruit. Kids will be excited about this. Grandkids. Kids too, they eat it too. Alright, so now I'm going to put some in mylar bags for more long-term storage. I don't want to waste a drop of those. These are surprisingly good. And I really thought they would have taken a lot longer than they did because they have all these little seeds in there. And things with a lot of seeds take longer to dry. 30 hours is pretty good. They are really good. Alright. So we're going to do a little more. I think my grandson will probably think this is cool because it's dragon fruit. I'll tell him. I'll emphasize the dragon part. He doesn't really like the texture of freeze-dried food. I guess he thinks ice cream is supposed to be wet and cold, and it's not, so he doesn't really like it. But that's okay. We'll all eat all this stuff. Oxygen absorber in there, and I didn't put one in the other one. Shake that down, get it sealed. That was good. I might have to open up the jar in a little while. All right. Now, I do have these beets. That's going to be another video, but I do have to put this in a jar. So let me wipe off my spatula because it's kind of sticky. Or not sticky, but... Ah, shoot. That's all right. So the beets, I'm going to powder those later, not now. So I'm just going to stick them in this jar for now. Because you don't want to leave them on these trays for very long because they start absorbing moisture from the air, and we live in a very humid zone, region, whatever. And yes, I will still use an oxygen absorber because I'm not really sure when I'm going to do those beets. Freeze-dried beets. I don't like beets, but they're good for you. So, all right. So next, I'm going to label these. So it will be dragon fruit. I just think this is cool. All right, 10, 11. I looked before I started, so I am correct on the date. All right, dragon fruit. Alrighty. Now I'm going to heat seal the top. That right in my heat sealer. That comes with your Harvest Right. I forgot to turn it down. Alright, and you hold down and it is all the way to the hottest setting. I do it twice to make sure that it's sealed good. And do it twice. Alright, that's a good seal. So, if you have the ability to get some dragon fruit and you have a freeze dryer, which if you don't, you need to get one. It's there. It's amazing. Get you some dragon fruit. It is really good. Great snack. I think your family will love it. Thanks again. Thank you so much for my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. I hope you're learning from my videos. That's the whole point of doing these, is to help you preserve your food. So make sure, if you haven't, subscribe, hit the like button. That's super important. And click the little bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Get your house in order and go out and have a fantastic day.